Hi, Frankly Rio here with the fourth installment of the Second American Civil War. To reiterate, we have entered a Second American Civil War that is still in the code phase, and I would like to see it stay in the code phase. But we should understand how we got to this situation, how we got to be such a divided country, how we got to a place where we are divided within our families, where friendships have been severed, marriages have been severed. How did we get here? Well, I can tell you some of how we got here, and I've been quoting liberally from the writings of James Joseph, and Guillermo Strauss. I'm going to continue in that endeavor, and I'm going to post it, quote something right here directly concerning the difference between the left and the opposition to the left. Okay, here it goes. There's no such thing as a right wing, at least not in the same sense as there is a left wing. The left is a mob, a flock, a colony, a herd. It is a collective organism. The not left is a philosophically diverse coalition unified by a legitimate fear of totalitarianism. Well, we can see that today where the left have a rigid speech code, and if you speak to one, you're pretty much speaking to every one of them because they refine their speech codes to, if it's someone on TV, if it's somebody on the radio, if it's somebody in your own personal life, they've got their cliches and slogans pretty well refined, and they update them. Oh, they update them. Oh, yeah, and that is the way they maintain a certain amount of ideological purity. The Not Left Coalition, um, they're a diverse group. The left does not want to hear about the ideological diversity, but it is there. Jerry Falwell Jr. has little in common with Donald Trump. Donald Trump has little in common with Thomas Sowell. Thomas Sowell has little in common with Wayne Allen Root. Wayne Allen Root has little in common with Pat Buchanan. And we could go on and on and on and on. What unifies all of them to one degree or another, I know Thomas Sowell said he was not going to vote for Donald Trump. He would be a never Trumper. So um, maybe he should not be included in this group, but he is uh, committed to anti-leftism nonetheless. They are all fearful of tyranny, the unique tyranny that will only be inflicted by the left. Should also be emphasized that, and this is again from James and Strauss, that the left will cheer on proper nouns, whereas the not left will cheer on principles. So we're going to revisit that subject, but as it applies to Thomas Sowell, he is a never Trumper, and it's not because Donald Trump is mean, hurtful, or any of that. It's because it comes back to principles. He is of the strong belief that Donald Trump professed principles, the principles that he's lived throughout his life, are not sufficiently anti-leftist. I'm talking for Thomas Sowell there, but you can glean as much from his writings. Continuing with James and Strauss. Okay, here we are, verbatim quote. The difference between the left and the not left coalition is, to reference Lazarus Long, the difference between philosophy and religion. The not left starts with the question and utilizes, as well as its members are capable, the philosophical method to derive at a conclusion. The left, on the other hand, formulates their beliefs like a religion, starting with the answer and using questions to solidify their position. You can see this play out on a daily basis. Right now, as this is being um, produced, this video is being produced, the Republicans are in a state of disarray because they cannot agree what health care reform should look like. And if you listen to some of the like conservative talk radio, that sort of thing, some of them will say, "Why can't we be unified like the Democrats? Why is it that we're always willing to um, be at each other's throats? The Democrats were able to had 60 senators, and they all voted in unison. They had control of the House. Every one of them follow their leader." Well, that's just it. One, the Democrats are a leftist cult. The Republicans are part of the not left coalition. Thus, they behave very differently. One is a cult, one is a coalition. We're going to pick this up in the next segment. In the meantime, as you're waiting on that next segment, frankly, Rio, in addition to being a political commentator, a novelist, a videographer extraordinaire, is also a diet daredevil. And you might want to purchase and peruse for their high entertainment value uh, either the titles or both titles displayed here. Um, Frankly, Rio, as mentioned, is a diet daredevil and does not invite your imitation of his reckless habits. Nonetheless, there is some food for thought and plenty to chew on as you plan your next diet. Once more, all dietary advice should be taken with a grain of salt.